Hey guys, welcome to another video, 26th episode. Hopefully you guys are following along. Make sure you're subscribing, leave us some comments, let us know if our video is too long, too short, not enough action, what we need to do there for you. Today's video is going to be kind of short, sweet, to the point. I went to our local Tyson's, I guess it's a farm and home kind of style store. They have this floating pond catfish food. I think it's made by Neutrina. It says Sportsman's Choice on it, but I think the label says Neutrina. The idea here is I put 150 bluegill in. I've already got some crappie and some bass in. I don't know if they'll necessarily eat this food. Actually, this food is, when I open the bag, it's actually rather large. I had some food left over. I raised some tilapia in a tank, and you can completely see the difference in size. Hopefully you can see that. The bigger one's the Neutrina. The other one's Purina Max fish food. He fed it to the tilapia to grow them out. So you can see the size difference there. They're both a floating fish food. Hopefully you can see the difference there. So I'm going to take the smaller stuff up, toss some pebbles in, see if I can get something to come up and eat it. 150 bluegill. I think we're up to 18 fish total in the pond. So it's going to be 10 bass, 8 crappie, I believe. Then the 150 bluegill, 1,500 fathead minnows. I'm sure they're getting slaughtered right now. I'm also going to take up my Lucky Lake or depth finder, just kind of see maybe where the fish are hanging out, if they're big enough to even activate it. I've got some underwater structure up there already. I put some more structure around the pond. I'll show that to you while we're up there. I'll mess around a little bit and do some fishing and show you guys the structure that I put in. If you have any questions, comments, especially comments about the pond, I'm adding structure a little bit at a time. Our pond doesn't have a ton of runoff coming into it. It's got enough to maintain it once it's full, but it is going to take maybe even years to fill it up. I think this year we've gained maybe a foot and a half. Last year, I want to say we were dancing around that 8.5 to 9 foot level. So we'll get an accurate reading today, but based on what I'm seeing on the bank, I'm hoping it's up at least 10 to 11 foot. I'm hoping that thing is about halfway full this year. It's an acre pond, but it's 34 foot deep. So I've gained a lot of knowledge building this pond. I gain knowledge every time I go to a new pond, things that I might want to do. We got more structure to put in, dock to build. We're going to have a little bit of a swimming area. I need to get some forage growing around the edges so it doesn't all silt in on me here. But it's pretty packed clay. It really just kind of runs off right now. It's not really creating any ruts of any kind, washing dirt and mud into the bottom. But until it's growing up a little bit more, I don't want to get too carried away with forage and those kind of things. But what I kind of found out here in a little bit is that's kind of the idea behind the fish food is bluegill needs something to eat too. And until we start getting mosquito larvae, bugs, those kind of things, it's kind of early in the spring yet. It's still cold at night. We're not getting a lot of bug activity. But until those things start landing light and living in the pond, we're probably not going to get a lot of bluegill growth. So we're going to throw in a handful of this every day. Hopefully we can get the bluegill trained a little bit to come up and eat, and we might even see some bass come and take a couple since they get the idea of what's going on. And then here in the next month or two, try to add some more bass, maybe a few more crappie, pre-spawn, and then maybe try to get a few channel casts put in there. I only want to put like a 10 or 12 inch channel cat at the most. Anyways, I'm going to get this video going. A little intro there to what's going on. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments about the food, about what we're doing up at the pond, about our videos, please let us know. Make sure you're subscribing to the videos. We're almost 200 subscribers. I'm sure we'd love to see it get to 1,000 here in the next few months. All right, guys, here we are. I don't know if you can see that orange stake right over there. The wife stuck that in the ground here after our last rain. Seemed like we got a little water increase, so she wanted to start keeping track of it. So structure wise, I'm gonna throw some of this fish food out here. Just kind of see what happens. I don't know as though anything will come and get it, but we'll see what happens here. That's enough for now. Probably about all I want to put out in a day until we start finding out if fish are even gonna come and eat it. It'll take a little bit to get them trained, and the wife will probably feed them from over there, so I'm probably screwing up the process as it is. I know you want to be pretty consistent with where and how much, but anyways, I don't think any of that stuff stayed floating, so that might have been kind of pointless. Oh, there's some. I see it. But anyways, I had an old playhouse for cleaning up the acreage. I just threw it in there. Before that thing's underwater, it'll probably fall apart. Enough nails and screws in it that hopefully it doesn't all float to the top. Some of the pieces I see I already have, I'll have to get them dug out of there. Threw some old fence and posts in there that were all wound up. Pretty minute little pile there. I'm sure I'll snag on it at some point. You can see the tires, that little horseshoe thing of tires up there. Straight in front of that's going to be the beach. So tires are right at 6 foot going up to 0. The rock up there just beyond the tires between us and the shed up there, that should be about the water line. So when you follow that around, it comes in underneath the intake tube. I've got some pallets. I'm going to stand them up, TP them. I'm going to do a couple more over here at the other inlet tube, because we had to put some, I guess, levees in. We got silt ponds behind there that are actually on the neighbor's property, but he was okay with that. I got some dirt work to do back here, probably riprap, some rock. You can see I did a couple of the barrel tricks with some PEX piping. Made some fish structure. I hope I see those underwater this year. And then I had these little half barrels that I'd cut, trying to do something with PEX on them, but that wasn't working out too well. So I took the half barrel, drilled some holes in it, cut some 1-inch water line I had left over from putting a couple hydrants in, and put some dirt and rock and slate on top of them. So they'll be there when the water gets this high. These will go underwater probably before the old kids fort over there, and then it'll work its way up. Kind of the cool thing about this pond is as it fills up, I'm always going to have one of these little benches, terraces, levees, whatever you want to call it here, to fish from. So this one will go under next, and then that one, and then this one, and then that one, and then it's going to be close enough to the top that we can stand and fish without breaking our ankles trying to stand on this 2-to-1 grade. Anyways, let's find out, using the Lucky Laker, how much water we've got here. And I think the deep spot is over there. So there's 8.5, 9, 10. Another fish, 6.5 foot deep. They're hanging around into the root balls over there. Seven and a half. I know it's gotta be 10 somewhere. So I better take the receiver with me. 72 degrees. I'm gonna throw it in there and let it soak a minute. Here's another one of my little contraptions I made. Set the receiver on there. All right, should be fairly shallow over there. 4.5 foot deep. Oh, so here it's showing 6 foot deep, and the fish 3.2. Jump down to the next level. Water temperature says 70, but there's no way. There's 8.8. Temperature's going down slowly. There's 9.1. I catch the first fish out of the pond. I'm seeing all my feed up against the shore here. Little ultralight rod. I would almost bet them bait fish are hiding out underneath those logs I threw in there. We might have to move around a little bit with this. $16 fish in here. I don't know if I'll catch something or not, but logs. I got some root balls, about 6 to 8 foot of log attached to them. Right out there somewhere. They should be far enough under that don't catch. I don't know if you guys can see that bobber or not, but I'll just let that scoot right across there. The waves bounced up and down a little bit. If something does grab it, I'll have to be on it because it'll get me down in them root balls. We just need some rain. Really like to get some rain. I don't know where the fish are hanging out in this little bitty pond, but they might be a little hook shy at the moment. And if I catch one and post a video about it, Xander's gonna castrate me, so I had to give it a whirl. One other thing, I've been doing some reading on tagging fish. I don't want to tag them as I throw them in. Just not going to take the time to do that every time. So my thought process was to tag them as we caught them. Not necessarily the bigger ones that I've already thrown in here. More so tag maybe the little channel cat, because we'll probably go catch them out of the river or something. And then any small bass channel cats that I do put in here, I want to kind of tag them so I can chart the growth. I don't know how often you actually catch the same fish. Maybe somebody knows that. Maybe I'm wasting my time tagging them. But I guess all I could hope for is they grow. It's going to work just fine. It's kind of a combination pond. It's probably going to be... There's a fish. Maybe I'll throw some more food out and see if I can entice some more. But it's going to be a great crappie pond because of my depth. I'm hesitant, but thinking about putting in some walleye, something that'll enjoy the deeper water. I'm definitely going to put some perch in here. I'm not going to get crazy and carried away. If you guys have tried any of that and have had issues with overpopulation of one species or another, let me know. I don't want to put anything in here that's going to ruin the pond. It's kind of an all-around, all-purpose pond, but at the same time I want the fish to be healthy and grow, and be nice to, you know, see the 4 or 5 pound bass out of it. It's pretty good size for a farm pond in Iowa. Like to see bigger, but I know that's years away. Calling it a night. Anyways, I'm gonna call this a pond update video, I guess. Ain't no fish biting. Done trying for now.